No time for distraction. New tonight on Our News Live at 7. By-election campaigning revs up as the FNM's candidate holds his first rally. The promises of transformation straight ahead. But first, a massive earthquake strikes in Jamaica. Hear the story of a Bahamian University student who says he had to grab his passport and run. The foreign minister now in touch with the local Bahamian diplomat. And a finger-licking good deal for KFC workers, now overjoyed about what the union is calling an historic agreement. Then in Our News at 7:30, our by-election coverage continues with only a week to nomination day. West GB residents share who they intend to cast their ballots for on November 22nd. Our News Live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. We are a week away from the official nomination day for the upcoming by-election on Grand Bahama. The 5 candidates who intend to offer themselves to represent the people of West Grand Bahama and Bimini will nominate on Monday, November 6th. That's just days before the PLP National Convention. Meanwhile, the campaign is revved up with the FNM's candidate hosting his first rally over the weekend, promising supporters a transformation of the community. We'll get to all that in just a bit. But now to this. A major earthquake struck Jamaica around 11 o'clock this morning, causing damages to homes, businesses, roadways, and striking terror amongst residents. The 5.4 magnitude quake lasting about 7 to 10 seconds. Our Joshua Williams spoke with a university student there.
The minister said,
we are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Chaos Monday morning in Jamaica as a 5.4 magnitude earthquake struck the country near the area of New Kingston. The quake, according to the European Mediterranean Seismological Center, occurred at a depth of 17 kilometers or 10.56 miles. Videos coming out of Jamaica show food stores with items thrown about, extensive street and home damage, boulders blocking roads, as well as university students running out of buildings as they evacuated. Stephen Smith, a Bahamian student, was at the University of the West Indies campus in Kingston when the quake struck.
Of the items on my cabinets fell down. As I tried to come out of the bed was shaking so badly. I fell down as well. So the only thing I could have done is hurry up, run and grab my passport out of the drawer and some cash from me and ran out.
Smith also serves as president of the Bahama Students Association. Up to the time we spoke, he says students in the dorm were all accounted for.
All the Bahama students who live on the hall that I live on, they are accounted for. Some persons are at school now, though. Some persons are at school and not actually on hall, but the persons who are on hall, they are accounted for.
Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell telling Parliament today he is in communication with Jamaica's Honorary Consul Alveda Knight.
The reports are students so far is they're basically okay, a bit shaken up, but as far as I know, no one has been hurt or damaged.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Joshua. If you want to see that story again, you can head over to ournews.bs. Residents in a Cool Acres shanty town say they have nowhere to go as eviction notices served by the Ministry of Works for residents there expired today. Demolition of the illegal structures is expected soon, and residents in that community say they are waiting that is, with apprehension. A spokesperson telling Our News residents don't know what to do.
I came in this country since 1987, but I went going back and forth. But I didn't see a lot of people to stay in the yard. I mean, they have kids and they have no place to stay. I understand, this is reality. They try to break down the village, but I feel sad about that, and I feel sad for me too, because we have no place to go.
Our Joshua Williams visited that shanty town this morning in Eastern New Providence. We'll have more on this story coming up in Our News at 7:30. A 44-year-old man is behind bars after being accused of having sex with a teenage boy. Prosecutors say Leo Roll, otherwise known as Cardo, had relations with a 17-year-old on October 19th. Roll was asked to plead to the charges of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor of the same sex when he stood before Senior Magistrate Carolyn Vogt Evans. Bail was denied and he's expected back in court on March 11th to be indicted. An off-duty police officer escaped being the victim of an armed robbery after he opened fire on the suspects. Police say around 9 a.m. on Sunday, the officer was sitting in his burgundy Nissan Cube at a Western New Providence shopping plaza when a heavily tinted gray Nissan Cube pulled up and bumped into the rear of his car. Moments later, an armed man exited the vehicle in a crouched position, walking towards the driver's door. Now, that's when the off-duty officer exited his car and identified himself as a police officer. And it was at that point the suspect charged towards the officer. The officer fired his service weapon, causing the would-be armed robber to run back into the getaway car that was being driven by another suspect. Luckily, no one was injured in that incident, but the suspects did managed to escape. All right, now to our continuing by-election coverage. As the Free National Movement holding its first by-election rally, where its West Grand Bahama and Bimini candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant outlined pledges and promises to the community. They include ensuring the reintroduction of banking services, the completion of schools, the building of a solar site, and the opening of an airport in West End. Grant says his plan is to transform the constituency.
We are going to focus forward. This is no time, FNMs, for us to be distracted or detracted. We don't have time for what we call game politics and petty politics. We don't have time. This is serious business and serious times. Let me say that our focus is going to be on you. Focus on your future and focus on your bright future for your country and for your children.
All right, our by-election coverage continues tonight in Our News at 7:30. Be sure and stay tuned for that. But for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Happy Monday, Greg.
Yeah, happy Monday to you too. And this is the almost the end of the month. We have one more day, and
right?
This is a nice way to end the month.
Christmas is right there.
Well, you're getting the Christmas. Thanksgiving is around the corner. Even though we don't have...
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather matches Christmas, though.
Well, we are starting to see some fronts. We'll tell you about that later on. There is one coming, and that's going to actually change our weather for... breezy conditions once again for the weekend. So,
all right, we'll just look out for it.
Yeah, 81 degrees. Few clouds outside our studios right now. The winds are out of the north at 10 miles per hour, and it feels like 85 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, it is 78 in Freeport, 80 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up a string of 81s, Alistown, Bimini, Great Harbor, Key, Nicholstown, and in Governor Harbor. Into the central Bahamas, 81 also Kemps Bay and Georgetown, as well as Deadman's Key. Arthurstown, Cat Island, 82. 80 over in Copentown, that's in San Salvador. Southeast Bahamas, 83s. Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, Abrams Bay. Colonel Cricket Island, 82. Matthew Down, Inagua, 85. And our neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, you guys are currently 85 at this hour. Satellite radar composite showing rather nice conditions across us. But there's an area that the National Hurricane Center was watching for the last day or two. That's basically falling apart. The National Hurricane Center only giving that a 10% chance for formation, but a lot of moisture hanging back behind that, and some of that down in the Caribbean. There's another area down there that we're watching as well. And to the west of us, there's a surface trough that's exiting the area. High pressure will remain the dominant weather feature, but we do expect a front on Wednesday. That's going to change our weather for the rest of the week. That's a first look at weather. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast. It's still to come.
Still to come on Our News, the finger-licking good chicken maker reaches a deal with the union representing workers, while members are overjoyed and calling it an historic agreement. And Work in Progress is back tonight with a check on the transformation that continues on the Gladstone Road corridor. Plus, the sports minister admits to a hard time promoting sports in Paradise with dilapidated facilities. This as ESPN says it's looking for an alternative site for Bahamas Bowl. The story when Our News continues.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers.
KFC workers excited today after Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union President Darren Woods brought the news that historic increases have been promised in the industrial agreement with Restaurants Bahamas Limited. Marlena Leonard is following the story.
I move that the contract be accepted.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, remain seated, and those opposed, stand. There you go. And so the contract has been ratified.
KFC workers showed up in numbers to Workers' House this morning to hear updates from Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union President Darren Woods. On Friday, October 20th, Woods called for industrial action from KFC workers across the country. Now, he tells us,
they have ratified it 100%, and so we are now going to move into having the text prepared, the language prepared. The attorneys are going to look over the language and then have it executed.
Woods calls some of the agreement's increases historic.
But we were able to secure historic increases where we were able to get increase. Out of the 5 years, we were able to get increases in 4 of the 5 years, with the majority coming up front. And at the backside also, for the lump sum payment, again, that was historic. What they had offered by way of last week that caused the industrial action, they've since come back with a 40% increase on top of that. And so by that, we were able to agree to that, because again, that was historic. That is the largest retroactivity payment that we've ever gotten.
KFC employee Anya Oliver was the person to move to accept the contract.
Since the money increase, it'll be more better because, everything is expensive now inside the shop now. So now the cost of living is very high, and every penny counts now these days.
Joy Brown is also happy with the promised outcomes.
I'm very pleased with the result that my president brought to us this morning. You see, it was an early meeting, and I made a special effort to be here on time to hear all what's going in our new contract. We've been waiting a long time for it, and the results was very pleasing.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Marlena. Well, you may have noticed the Ministry of Works still carrying out some extensive work on Gladstone Road. In tonight's Work in Progress segment, our Jasmine Brown takes a look at what's been complete and the work that still needs to be done.
We're working on relocating utilities, eastern side, getting rid of identifying land acquisition and eviction and encroachments. So we are working on those steps at this time.
That's Assistant Engineer at the Ministry of Works, Dion Monroe, explaining what type of work is currently being carried out on Gladstone Road. The 2-year, $29 million project is expected to transform the often congested road.
We've added 1 or 2 features to the project, like a security wall, and also some entrances to places, right? But for the most part, we continue on with our original plans.
Despite the additions, Monroe says they are still on track.
We're still looking at about early part of next year for site work to start.
Reporting for Work in Progress for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, thanks a lot, Jasmine. Last week, ESPN officials announced they are seeking an alternative site for Bahamas Bowl as renovations are underway at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, We questioned the sports minister about the impact of that decision. Sasha Lightbourne has the story.
The Chinese team is set to hit the ground running on Wednesday with ongoing repairs to the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. That according to Sports Minister Mario Boleg. Boleg was responding to concerns over ESPN's announcement to relocate the Bahamas Bowl, held every December for 8 years at the stadium, to an alternative site due to the ongoing repairs.
So at some point we had to make a stop, and understand that we must repair those facilities in order for us to continue promoting sports in paradise. And so unfortunately we lost the bowl game for this year, but you know, they understand that we do have to do what we have to do. We don't want to be out there promoting the country of the Bahamas in a dilapidated facility.
And as for the pool at the Betty Kelly Kenning Aquatic Center, Boleg says
either we're going to keep a pool that is going to be leaking and is second class, or we're going to stop, repair, and take this country and these facilities to first class. When I sit in this chair, I said to myself and I said to my colleagues in my ministries and in the cabinet, we need to bring these sporting facilities up to power. And in order to do that, you have to shut them down and take them up to the standard. There are facilities here on the island that could be utilized as 25-meter pools that these athletes can continue to prepare themselves.
Minister Boleg says he hopes that coaches, parents, and athletes understand.
We must have a A-class standard facility to host these events. And so, again, they are only being disenfranchised for a short period of time. I wouldn't even call the word disenfranchised. They're only being unable to swim in the 50-meter, but they can use the 25 meters that exist. And we want the parents and the athletes to know we are looking out for their best interests.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Israel says it's expanding its ground operations in the Gaza Strip. And Friends star Matthew Perry is dead at 54. This as a coroner has deferred the late actor's cause of death report. Plus, from the region, Jamaica shaken by that 5.4 magnitude earthquake. The Prime Minister tells residents to follow all the necessary protocols as assessments are underway. When Our News returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Israeli military released on Monday footage of what it said were strikes it carried out on the Gaza Strip, where it said it was expanding its ground operations. Reuters was not able to independently verify the location or the date the videos were taken, Well, the military said it killed dozens of terrorists who barricaded themselves in buildings and tunnels and attempted to attack the troops. Israel began bombarding the Gaza Strip after Islamist group Hamas attacked and killed at least 1,400 Israelis earlier this month. Friends star Matthew Perry has died. He was 54. According to a statement from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner to multiple outlets on Sunday, a coroner has deferred the late actor's cause of death report. This usually means that an autopsy did not determine his cause of death and more investigation is required. Police say the Friends star was found dead in a hot tub at his Los Angeles home. Drugs were not found on the scene and no foul play was suspected. And from the region, the U.S. Geological Survey said on Monday an earthquake of magnitude 5.4 struck near Hope Bay, Jamaica, with no immediate reports of serious damage. The USGS said the quake struck at a depth of 10 kilometers. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said in a post on social media that he hoped everyone was safe following that earthquake, but did not point to any signs of damage. He told Jamaicans to follow all the necessary protocols.
The damage assessment so far is that damage has been minor, but nevertheless, we are taking all precautions. All the necessary protocols have been activated. Here at the office of the Prime Minister, the NWA will be doing an assessment to ensure that the building is safe for Cabinet to resume. At this point, I want to say to all Jamaicans, remain calm. It is likely that after the initial shock, there are usually aftershocks. So you want to be in a safe place. That safe place may be outside until you have conducted an assessment of the building and you have determined that it is safe to re-enter the building.
All right, and back here at home, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says he's gravely concerned about the Davis administration's pledge to send Bahamian security forces to what he calls a near war zone in Haiti without a clear plan. During his contribution to the debate, thanking the Governor General for the speech from the throne, Dr. Minnis criticized the idea of risking lives without an apparent plan or structure.
The New Day administration has pledged to send 150 of our security forces to Haiti. Kenya has pledged to lead a multinational force. And many are deeply concerned about this open-ended commitment. There's widespread violence in Haiti. The gangs are well armed. They control large parts of Port-au-Prince and significant other parts of the country. The UN Security Council has authorized an international security mission in Haiti. However, much of the work of this force is undefined.
The former Prime Minister went on to say he's disturbed by the lack of clarity on how the command of Bahamian forces would operate in an international police force.
I have grave concerns about this Prime Minister sending our men and our women to a conflict zone without a plan. This is totally unacceptable. The men and women of our defense and police force have mothers, they have fathers, brothers, sisters, and daughters. Each of their lives is special. Their lives, Mr. Deputy, should not be risked on a deployment to a conflict zone with no plan and structure.
Still to come in our news today in history, find out interesting facts that made the day that was October 30th. Then in our news at 7:30, who are you voting for? Our by-election coverage continues tonight as residents share who they will cast their ballots for to represent the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency. Plus, Inflation Watch. The central bank governor says the economy is undergoing a healthy recovery. Find out the last quarter stats when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers.
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was October 30th. On this day in Bahamian history in 1629, King of England Charles I granted a patent to the Attorney General of England and Wales, Sir Robert Heath. This patent granted Heath land in North America, which would be called Carolina and the Bahama Islands. This would mark the start of the English-British government's involvement in colonizing the Bahamas. Then in 1990, the Bahamas signed the United Nations Convention on the Rights of a Child. In 1989, against the backdrop of a changing world order, world leaders came together and made a historic commitment to the world's children, promising to protect and fulfill their rights by adopting the international legal framework. And in 2015, then bankrupt Bahama was moved into receivership after the court approved a request for the same by lenders China Export-Import Bank. Deloitte & Touche was selected to oversee the process.
One thing that I will be doing is meeting with the JPLs. That's the most important thing. They've been involved now for how long? 2 months?
No.
How long?
Since August.
August? Well, that's a lot of ground they've covered. And so they have a whole lot of different things to tell me. Receivership means basically a continuation of the process that was initially started by the Joint Provisional Liquidator. The only difference is that Ex-Im Bank itself now has decided to take steps based on the powers that are in the mortgage agreement. But in terms of results, in terms of what we're trying to accomplish, is basically the same steps. I want to get the resort open.
All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall. She's got the latest headlines, Italia.
Happy Monday. I feel like we were just saying TGIF and we're back here again, but
and we are back.
I'm grateful.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks so much, Ken. Well, who are you voting for? Our by-election coverage continues tonight, plus Inflation Watch. The central bank governor gives us the latest on economic recovery. Here are your latest headlines. By-election 2023, first tonight on Our News live at 7:30. With a by-election date set for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency, some Grand Bahamians are sharing who they will be voting for, and time is up. Shantytown residents given a deadline by government. This as they prepare to demolish illegal structures. Also, an incident in Grand Bahama turns violent over the weekend. One person remains hospitalized. And later, a domestic dispute takes a turn for the worse as a woman is accused of stabbing her significant other during an argument. Our News live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We've invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins. Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mix together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
Welcome to our news and thank you for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. We are a week away from the official nomination date for the upcoming by-election on Grand Bahama. The 5 candidates who intend to offer themselves to represent the people of West Grand Bahama and Bimini will nominate on Monday, November 6, just days before the PLP's national convention. Meanwhile, the campaign revs up as we spoke with some registered voters who shared how they plan to vote heading into the November 22nd poll. We'll get to all that in just a bit, but first, residents of an eastern New Providence shanty town may be forced out of their homes as early as this week. According to a notice issued by the Ministry of Works, the government will soon begin demolishing illegal structures in shanty towns and Cool Acres and All Saints Way. Our Joshua Williams visited the small community where some residents allege they were made promises on the campaign trail.
Time is up for residents of the Cool Acres shantytown, an eviction notice given to those living in that community expiring today. Earlier this month, the Ministry of Works gave residents of the shantytown a 28-day period to remove all illegal structures by the 30th of this month. Visiting the area this morning, there was tension and apprehension in the air as residents prepared for work. A spokesperson for the shantytown says they're afraid.
I done seen a lot of people stay in the yard. I mean, they have kids and they have no place to stay. I understand, you know, this is reality. They try to book down the village, but I feel sad about that, and I feel sad for me too, because we have no place to go.
Other residents we spoke to anonymously say they're disappointed in the government, as many of them claim they were promised on the campaign trail that nothing would happen to them. This resident says 1 month is not enough time for the 200+ residents to move.
I can't find place. Okay, in me, I work for my boss. My boss, he can't find place for help me. I can't rest on the car. I get my tools, my learn more. I get my things. I can't move nothing.
Just a few months back, our news visited this shanty town where this single structure was destroyed totally by fire. Speaking to the owner again, she says she has nowhere to go.
I feeling bad because I have like 7 children. I don't have nowhere to go with them, looking for house, so people can't find no house. So I hear today is the last day. We don't know where we going. Say, you know, Bahama living there. You know, people who have residents living there. All Bahama living there. All people who have residents living there. So they need to bring the good information to the Prime Minister. And he have to know what he's doing with them Bahama who living in a yard. Everybody who was vote for him.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Josh. Well, what was supposed to be a night of food, culture, and entertainment turned into tragedy. This is 5 people who were stabbed at an event called Lobster Fest in the Williamstown community, Grand Bahama, shortly before midnight on Sunday. The victims, 4 men and 1 woman, ages 37, 19, 17, 29, and 20, all received injuries and was taken to hospital. While 4 of the victims were released, a 20-year-old remains in hospital in critical condition. Here's Press Liaison Officer Assistant Superintendent of Police Stephen Roll.
2 individuals are in police custody who is assisting with this investigation. This is just an isolated incident that occurred on Sunday. I guess persons going to these functions tend to consume too much alcohol beverages and may be intoxicated that resulted in these type of incidents.
And he's asking those who drink alcoholic beverages to always drink responsibly.
To avoid these types of acts of happening again. Because it may be more serious than it was before.
All right, well, a 30-year-old woman is facing tough questions from police after she allegedly stabbed her boyfriend during a heated argument. The violent incident happening around 4:30 p.m. on Sunday at a house on Alexandria Road, just off Carmichael Road. Police say the victim was at his home when the pair got into an argument and his girlfriend stabbed him in his back and head. He was transported to hospital by ambulance and is listed in stable condition. In less than a month, West Grand Bahama and Bimini residents will cast their vote on who they want to represent their constituency. PLP candidate Kingsley Smith, F&M candidate Bishop Ricardo Grant, Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain, and several independent candidates are all vying for the seat. And with the by-election set for November 22nd and nomination day on November 6th, these PLP supporters are sharing why they believe the party's candidate is the best person for the job.
This is going to be a clean sweep. This is going to be a very clean sweep. It's Kingsley Smith.
Well, I think the replacement is pretty good. He's younger than Obi, and so therefore he has more time, and he has more. Hopefully, he has more energy.
As it stands right now, I'm going to go with my party. Kingsley Smith is the man for the job.
Now, some have expressed concerns about F&M candidate Ricardo Grant running in the by-election, while others say they see no issue.
You've been in the religious field all your life, and to all of a sudden just switch into a political field, you have to consult the great man about that.
It's a controversy about the bishop being a bishop and becoming part of the politics thing. I think a man of God is the perfect person to put in position at this time, because we had so many years of corruptions and disappointments. We have a man of God that's in place that can make some changes. So I think Ricky is the perfect person.
Ricky Grant will make the right choice for them, because we have so much people go in Parliament. They change their number. You can't get in contact with them, and that's a problem.
All right, well, although we're moving closer towards the winter season, temperatures are pretty warm in the capital today. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center live with your first check on weather. Greg, what can we expect?
Yeah, slightly warmer, but there's a front coming. The front is expected to get near by Wednesday. We're going to see some really strong winds once again. So we're starting to see those fronts come, and winter look like it's here. 80 degrees outside the studios, few clouds. The winds are out of the north at 9 miles per hour, and it feels like comfortable 84 degrees on the outside. Satellite radar composites showing quiet conditions across the area. A low pressure system to the east of the Abacos and Eleuthera, the National Hurricane Center, was watching that. Basically, that's falling apart. We have an upper level low that's spinning out here to the west of Florida and another one out to the east of the Bahamas, and that's providing a bit of upper level shear. So this one is not going to do much. But in the meantime, we do have some trailing moisture from that system across the central and southeast Bahamas. So some isolated showers and thunderstorms expected tonight through tomorrow. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. A quick look at the tropics, and your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, multiple breaches and procedures. The news coming from a report by the Bahamas Power and Light. The details straight ahead. Also, positive news on the economy, as the central bank governor says the third quarter of 2023 shows a healthy recovery when our news continues.
A lot has changed over the past 6
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For
A report from BPL on the years-long agreement between the power company and Wartsila revealing multiple breaches in procedures and a drastic cost increase. Our Bertany McDermott reports.
Energy Minister JoBeth Colby-Davis tabling a report in Parliament today that outlined several deficiencies and failures in the agreement with Bahamas Power and Light and Wartsila. The power company contracted to supply over 100 megawatts of power in New Providence. Colby-Davis telling parliamentarians the $96.9 million agreement ballooned and is still growing.
The cost to date of Station A is $117.9 million. A cost overrun of some $21 million.
A breakdown shows $7.6 million was spent on dismounting Station A, $108.3 million was spent on generator and auxiliaries, and $2.1 million on Station A structural spalling. In October 2019, BPL entered an operational and maintenance agreement with Wartsila. The report says the agreement was projected to cost $13.9 million over 2 years, or $6.9 million per year. However, BPL ended up spending $8.2 million per year. In the report, BPL CEO Siobhan Cambridge also noted the engines were being installed in a powerhouse built in 1981, which was already showing signs of structural deterioration. The report also called the outsourcing of BPL's plants a mild form of union busting, as Wartsila hired its own workers and prohibited BPL staff from entering the site. December 2021 saw an extension to the agreement. This saw the cost jump from $6.9 million to $8.2 million per year over 3 years. Wartsila issued a termination certificate that listed several breaches by BPL, prohibiting the power giant from enforcing certain performance guarantees. Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks for that, Berthany. Well, the third quarter of 2023 showing a healthy recovery of the Bahamian economy. The data, according to Central Bank Governor John Rule, during this morning's monthly economic and financial development report, Rule noting that the outlook for employment remains positive.
Based on trends in tourism and the observed level of foreign currency inflows through the private sector, the economy is still expected to grow at an above-average pace in 2023 in the 3 to 4% range. This compares to the majority of the COVID-19 rebound that grew the economy by about 14% in 2022. In the first half of 2023, there continued to be some residual recovery in stopover tourism compared to the pre-pandemic highs.
Role sharing that commercial banks also reported an uptick in applications for credit concentrated in consumer and business loans.
In the banking sector, there are steadily improving indicators of credit quality, with the outlook for lending shifting more positively. As of September, just 6.8% of the estimated private sector loan balances had fallen behind in repayments by 90 days or more. And this compares to about 8.1% of all credit balances at the same point in 2022, and an average setback during the height of the pandemic to almost 10% of private sector loan balances.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
The women's national soccer team takes on the USVI, and a Bahamian college football player finds the end zone for the very first time. Don't go anywhere. Our sports is coming up next.
A warm start to the work week as temperatures hover in the high 70s. Greg is back with more weather details when Our News returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app.
9 to 3 back-to-back meetings with working lunch, of course. 4 p.m. pickup.
Digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to.
This is our news. Welcome back. National Sports Month will be recognized in November, and there are several events planned, including the 2023 Sports Hall of Fame induction. Those set to be inducted are Dr. Larry Davis, Alan Murray, Jennifer Isaacs Dotson, Craig Flowers, Anton Seeley, John Bumpy Johnson, Peter Pratt, Mark Knowles, Ivan Taylor, Yvonne Lockhart, Fernley Palmer, and James Sam Brown. Making the announcement was Sports Minister Mario Bulleg.
Sports is a universal and timeless principle that transcends the boundaries of nations and backgrounds. Therefore, our sports department theme is most fitting at this time. Sports is the purest form. It's not about the competition, but really about bringing people together, developing friendship, understanding the value of being a teammate in the game of life.
Now, the oldest of the Hall of Famers, 93-year-old Fernley Palmer, was the sole Bahamian judge for the Muhammad Ali fight against Trevor Berbick, held at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium back in 1981. He shared how he felt to be selected as a Sports Hall of Fame inductee.
Oh, great. Great. I was involved in boxing, but 2 hours ago in the ring from about 1946. And I have judged 2 world champions. I think you saw it a few minutes ago, Muhammad Ali and Berbick, here in the Bahamas.
All right, great news. Well, the Bahamas women's soccer squad returns to action, and a Bahamian college football player scores his first touchdown. Here's Tej Adderley with a check on sports. Tej?
Good evening, welcome to Our Sports. I'm Tej Adderley. The women's national soccer team took on the USVI over the weekend, returning to action in a hotly contested match. Our women fought the USVI to a 0-0 stalemate yesterday at Bethlehem Stadium in St. Croix. This was a hotly contested match, with both teams playing stout defense. The Bahamas led in total shots and shots on target, but our women weren't able to convert, finishing the game with a tie. Now that match was only their second after a decade-long hiatus. We would have loved for them to come back with the win, but we'll take it. Moving from football to football, a Bahamian college player got open in the end zone for 6 for the very first time. Boise State receiver Prince Strawn caught a touchdown to cap off a 32-7 blowout of Wyoming on Saturday. Prince, the brother of Carolina Panthers receiver Mike Strawn, snagged an absolute laser of a pass from his fellow freshman quarterback Maddox Madsen in the back of the end zone to give the game its final score. His first trip to the end zone capped off a huge win for a Boise State squad that has completely dominated Wyoming in recent years, going 8-1 against him since 2015. Just like his brother, Strawn has prototype size and blazing speed. I highly doubt that'll be his last touchdown. That's all the sports we have for this evening.
And a warm start to the work week. Wondering what else we can expect? Well, Greg is back in the Weather Center right after this quick break. Stay with us.
Messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands. Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call
Welcome back to our news. Warm temperatures on this Monday evening. Hopefully this nice weather continues for the rest of the work week. Well, Greg is back in the Weather Center live with your extended forecast. Greg?
There's a front coming, so the warm weather will be here for another day, and then that front comes in on Wednesday. So we expect some cooler temperatures, but it's going to get very breezy once again for the remainder of the week. Tropics, we're taking a quick look at what we have out there. The two systems that we're watching. The first one just to the east of the Bahamas, not really showing much signs of any organization, and we're going to continue to watch this, but it's going to fizzle out and move away from us. But there's another system down there, the Central Caribbean, that we're going to continue to watch. That has a medium chance for formation. Taking a closer look at what's happening with that system to the east of the Bahamas, most of the convection has died off, but there's a trailing band of moisture down in the Caribbean, and the National Hurricane Center giving that a medium to high chance for formation. This is going to move towards the west, so it's going to stay to the south of us, but eventually we should see some showers and possibly some isolated thunderstorms across the southeast Bahamas as the system tracks toward that area. But in the meantime, high pressure will dominate our weather, and as I mentioned, there's a front across Florida, well, actually the southeast United States expected getting here, so Changes in our weather expected by Wednesday, Thursday. Winds will be picking up. Prepare for that. So boating and beaching is going to be hazardous once again. Boating for tonight through tomorrow in the northwest Bahamas. Northwest and north winds 10 to 15 north seas 2 to 4 feet. We still have some swells out there. High tide will be at 9:45 tonight. Your low tide taking place at 3:50 in the morning for the central and southeast Bahamas. It's variable tonight, but they become southwest to west at 10 knots tomorrow. Seas running 1 to 3 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, as I mentioned, a frontal boundary expected getting here by Wednesday. We keep a couple isolated showers, but by Wednesday, we expect an increase in shower activity. That should continue through Friday, but the winds will be picking up and those temperatures will be taking a nice step back into the low 80s with nighttime temperatures staying in the 70s. That's a look at our weather. Back to you, Talia.
All right. Thanks so much, Greg. And thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Italia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.